I think the biggest thing that we all in this creation space, whether we're doing it with content, podcasting, or Instagram, we got to make sure that we're being true to who we are. We're putting out our best work, and we're making sure that it has quality to it, because we want to make sure we're always representing ourselves. The biggest thing I always tell people is make sure you're able to identify opportunities, because you never know where things can land. So it's always just, putting yourself out there.
So in this day and age, right? Because like you talked about the layoff, right? I know iHeartRadio is doing a ton of layoffs, right? But like, how important is it for people to establish their own fan bases in their own platforms?
So I always make a joke saying that you have to build a cult following. People have to be able to go with you wherever you go. So if I'm on Bull Alert, people are going to tune into Bull Alert. If I'm on my Instagram account, people are going to tune into my Instagram account. My Instagram account has been deleted more than once, so you cannot rely on other platforms. Make sure you have backup pages. Make sure you're putting your stuff on YouTube. Make sure you have all your own content. Because that was one of the things I messed up with, right? I was like, oh, if my IG ever gets deleted, I have a TikTok. My TikTok got deleted. I don't even be on there like that. So you got to make sure, and if you can, build your own website, store your stuff, make your own media platform. It's always important to have your own things. Even if you're working with other people, tell them collab with your own personal page and your side page. Like, I have a Girl from Harlem page, but I also have Media Baddies. So you got to make sure that you have a separate entity that kind of works in conjunction with what you already did.
But as far as like just growing up in New York, right? Because they say it's a city where if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. What has New York taught you as far as just how to navigate not only in this industry, but just as a woman as well?
So one thing about New York, like, you don't get catcalls in Atlanta. So when you go back, you get like, it's a different experience coming here. So just coming from New York, I have a tougher exterior. I'm always walking around with an attitude like, who want what and what you want to do. So I definitely had to learn how to navigate and become a little bit softer when I did come here. However, I do think that the biggest thing that New York has taught me is how to work a room no matter who's in it, right? I know how to talk to Mexicans. I know how to talk to white people. I know how to talk to black people. I know how to talk to girls. I know how to talk to boys. I know how to talk to old people. I know how to talk to young people. I grew up in such a melting pot that I was able to hustle in every form. And being from New York, they don't teach you that the door's closed. You just got to find another one. So like, we just always grew up with so much hustle in us, and you don't even know it. I just was like, I need to get out of my mother's house, and I can't afford to live here. And Atlanta look like it's cute, and they got some apartments for $1,200 with a washer and dryer. I was like, I'm going over there. So I moved out here, and I literally knew not one person. And I turned my connections from being a party girl in the club, knowing all the DJs, to, the DJs, hey, let me introduce you to record execs. So, record execs, let me teach you to the label mates. And that's how I was really able to do a little bit of everything. So you have to, like I said, identify opportunities. I knew how to turn my club connections into a whole career that people would never even get started from me just partying every day.
I'm not gonna lie. You ever thought about writing a book? Because I feel like you got a lot of information that you might actually want to share with the people trying to do what you're doing.
I have heard several times from a life book, because my life has stories that you wouldn't be able to believe. And just overall being entertaining and being a woman and trying to navigate this industry. So one thing I do want to do is kind of maybe either figure out something to write to women in their 30s trying to navigate this. But my main focus is always going to be Black women and the next generation of them. So I'm always going to make sure that they're doing good and that they're good. So if I do any books for anybody, it's going to be for the betterment of the next generation, making sure that they have the tools they need to be successful.
I just want to say, listen, you are very inspiring.
Thanks.
And I really do think that you need to think about that book. Just because, like, I feel like your journey shows strength and resilience, and I think it's something that a lot of people who are definitely trying to break into this industry kind of lose sight of, because they get discouraged and they basically fall apart.
Oh yeah, for sure. This industry is not something easy to navigate. From the comments you're gonna get online from people being mean to you, saying, "Who the fuck is this bitch? Why is she talking about it?" Like, it is something that you have to have a strong support system. I would not be able to do this without my mom. She pays for like half my flight. Shout out mommy. Shout out to all my friends. Shout out to everybody that's in my corner. Like, I really wouldn't be able to do it without them. And BT Weekend, I just got back, I think yesterday, from LA for BT Weekend, and it's always a reminder that this is exactly a year that I quit my last job, and I bet on myself, and I was like, listen, y'all not gonna stress me out. I could do this on my own. So have the vision, even if nothing else makes sense. God will guide you, and you got this.